Hello, everyone. Welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. I'm here with Kamilla. Kamilla and I met through beautiful friends that are part of the Bump community, and I know that that's so many beautiful people. So I'm really thrilled that you're here today and I get to know you better. Kamilla, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us how is it that you shed your light in the world?
Thank you so much, Melanie. Delighted to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me today. So I am in Norway after spending many years in England, but I'm actually Swedish Czech, so people get a bit confused about where am I, who am I, where am I from? And I've just come back from a South Africa, Botswana adventure coaching trip. So my life really is kind of focused around travel and adventures and has been for most of my adult life. I've been very lucky to be able to pursue what I love doing. And I have now integrated it kind of with my coaching because I look at adventures as such a natural way of helping people transform from,
Mm.
where they might be struggling around any particular area, but usually it's all rooted in some kind of fear. And so the adventure, it's a way of getting them excited instead of fearful and removing the anxiety and instead feeling full of, optimism about things. So it's facing the unknown, I guess. So the adventure becomes a means of for transformation.
Oh, absolutely. Can you tell us of an example of when that happened for you, maybe that started this journey for you?
So I think it's been a kind of a lifelong thing. I traveled between Sweden and Czech Republic and traveled quite young early on my own. So travel and the adventure with being on the road, it sort of has been part of my life for a long time. But I was in a very long-term relationship, 23 years, and unfortunately, we kind of eventually grew apart. And I decided to leave this man that I still care for very much. And we had some wonderful years together that I'm, very grateful for. But when I was leaving him, I embarked on a trip to South Africa, and it did actually bring me this reconnection to myself, and I sort of rediscovered how capable I am, what I can do in my own right, not being part of somebody's, partnership, but actually just me. And so that journey became my adventure, and it was sort of an internal journey as much as a journey of the land and the wilderness, but it sparked that desire to bring other people and have a discovery of their own, because the adventure when you're in a very different environment, this it just allows you to reflect and see things from a different way, and you are naturally forming new neural pathways as you do different things that you don't normally do. So that was kind of the launch pad for my coaching, actually.
That's so beautiful. I love it. And what are your transformation that you experienced that were most profound that you're looking to share knowledge on?
I think a lot has to do with having more empathy for yourself and for others and the world as love, yeah, as a whole, but just having a much more open mind around how we see the world. Because I actually heard yesterday someone described it that we see the world through our nervous system. That's kind of, how we perceive reality, which means that there's a million different realities, or billion different realities. And so it's really having that greater awareness of how we interact with each other and the choices that we have. And I think I've become much more aware, and that transformation is probably the most important one, because I feel that although I left a relationship and it wasn't easy, but
Mhm.
I've gained so much in that process, in that journey, and who I am today, I'm not sure I would have been able to develop myself if I had stayed, you know. So I'm very grateful for that personal transformation that also allows me to be a better person and serve my clients better.
That's so beautiful. So how do you work with people then? How does it work to work?
So I use my kind of background is NLP, so neuro linguistic programming, but I've really embraced positive intelligence as a framework. I love Shirzad Shamin and his approach. And then I use havening as a very sort of hands-on, shall we say, modality to help people both release trauma, handle stress, and learn how to just soothe themselves in situations where they feel emotionally, yeah, discomfort. And so that's kind of the, I guess, the techniques that I have at my disposal.
Hmm, that's beautiful. Yes, for sure. A question I always ask everyone is, what is one conscious love to you? What resonates?
So I think for me, what that brings to mind is actually this. I have a very conscious love for humans. Like I feel that humanity, it gets a lot of bad rap, but actually, I've through all the travels, through all the years, the, my overriding sense is that humans are good. And I have so much love for people. I feel that that connection, that's what I would associate with one conscious love. It's literally goes back to all of us as a wider, you know, sort of bigger, much more overarching, you know, don't know what about the rest of the universe, but at least on this planet, you know,
Hmm,
I think we are all much more connected than people realize.
that's beautiful. What would you like to share with everyone watching?
So I would like to share that we all are much more similar than we think. You know, we are constantly being divided by those in power because it's easier to rule people who are in kind of division. And I think that there's much more that unites us than divides us. And I think looking at your own sort of choice in how you respond in any given situation or to anybody that you come into contact with, you can have a positive impact or you can respond in a negative way, and that choice is yours. I think so often today there's a lot of blame and there's a lot of, you know, people take offense and there's a lot of negativity. And I think it's so important to remember that um, a word cannot be offensive as we take offense. It's through the lens we see it. And of course, there's many things that, you know, the reason why somebody gets offended, but leading with empathy and leading with a more positive view of the world and looking at situations from a perspective of everything could be turned into a gift or opportunity, I think just makes the world a better place.
That's really beautiful. I love that. Yes. What are your offerings at the moment?
So I'm focusing on a coaching program that's called Wildly Alive, and it's
Hmm.
obviously tied in with my love for being out and about and truly, I guess, the mind-body connection. I want people to feel things in their body. It's not enough to sit at home and scroll on your phone. That's not living, in my opinion. So although we are on social media at the moment, I encourage people to be active, to reconnect with nature and themselves in the process. So it's a very, very sort of holistic approach, but also very individual adapted to the client's needs. And there's a sort of foundation program that's what is it? It's 7 weeks, and then there's a, between 6 to 12 months, depending on how long someone would want to work with me and their time frame. So that's
That sounds amazing. Well, we'll definitely have to put your links in the comments so it's easy for people to find them and connect with you. That's so
that'd be
beautiful.
lovely. Thank you. And
Anything else?
I do also plan to host retreats here in Norway, and of course the Africa journey is going to be running annually, so I'll have the link for that as well, because I would invite anyone who's ever considered going to Africa to come and join me. It's amazing.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's lovely. Yes, we'll put all your links and we'll make sure everybody knows where to find them.
Thank you.
Anything else you wanted to share?
Oh, I would invite everybody to practice their smiling. A smile can change your day, and it can change the day of somebody else. And when we smile, people smile back. So it just creates a much nicer environment. Super easy, free.
Absolutely. Release those happy hormones within
Exactly.
yourself. You
It
have the
makes you
power to do
feel
it.
better. So it's a win-win-win.
Oh, that's beautiful. I know people are smiling watching you right now for sure. I'll put all your links in the comments. I really want to thank you for being here today and sharing this beautiful message. And I know that you'll be back on the One Conscious Love Network and panel expert for sure. I look forward to having you again.
Thank you so much, Melanie. It's been a pleasure, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.